What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and this is a gameplay preview of Bella Wants Blood, launching soon on the PC, on Steam, and eventually on consoles and mobile. As always, full disclosure, they sent me a copy. Now, this is a tower defense roguelite, and if that mashup sounds familiar, I played a game about 4 years ago called Core Defense from one of the same designers of this game, and therefore there is a through line there in that. So, let's hop in and show you what that means, what that does, how that works. Shall we? Now, we have a number of different enemies to defeat before we get to Bella. And I have not defeated the first one yet. And in defeating each of these friends, you see the number of unlocks you get in terms of new units and new perks to acquire. So, of course, we only have the option right now to choose Stanley. By the way, there is a free demo out now, link down in the description. So, additionally, once you've chosen an opponent, we also have the different packs you start with in terms of your items, your tower parts, and your perks, and that kind of thing. But I don't know here how to unlock different starter packs just yet. Also, I have tried it on my Steam Deck, and it runs wonderfully. I'm playing right now with a mouse, but on controller also works fantastically. So, we start the game, and we have 3 of the paths to place, and this is our only tower. Bella loves drinking blood and hates chewing insects and other various monstrosities. So we place our path. We can kind of mouse around here and kind of move it around a little bit, and then we place our 2 weapons to thoroughly, hopefully, trounce these monsters. So right now, all I have is 2 of the Slinger, which does a random target, very fast, low range, and 15 damage. Once that is done and placed, then we fight. And oh look, it's Slay the Spire, like every other game in this genre tends to do. It's fine. Do we want the finger? Do we want the rattler? Or do we want the mystery terror? Things to note here importantly, it will tell you, is this a regular swarm, like up here? Or is it a super swarm? And we don't really want to do that on our very first round of the game. So I will take the mystery. And thus, my options are either the stabber, the slinger, or the finger. And I will take the finger. So therefore, we place the finger, who does 3 in a cross section. So those 3 are now covered with that. And we're going to turn as we get more parts to get our path. And then, my friend, we can do a regular swarm. And gives me another path piece. So, here we are. Now, this is on the fast speed, and we have a, obviously, slow speed as well. And now we've got our path up to here. And then we fight again and pick up another finger, I suppose. So, importantly, you want to destroy the enemies, obviously. And Bella only wants blood. No bug parts. And that will raise this meter on the right here. When this meter reaches the top, it's game over. So you can let some pass. There are options to obviously decrease that through perks and whatnot. But importantly, if the boss gets through, that's it. Game over. So another finger, and I will cover, let's say this way. We're going to keep on going up. So yes, cover all of that with that finger. And then, my friend, we go to a mystery in a Swarmageddon. So let's hop through there. And again, keep it on the faster speed of the swarms. And yes, that was perfect. Lovely. Fantastic. So, in my perks to pick, either they spawn more slowly, 1% damage for each perfect wave, and negative 20% in the boss waves. We'll take that right now. So, currently the boss stuff is that we fight Stanley not once, but thrice. And I've made it up to his 3rd time and I've died on that. It's not an easy game. Now, do we want to choose the stabber on this super swarm? Or perhaps just say a standard swarm with these extra parts for... I'm going to go with that because I want to just, right now, avoid these super swarms. So, we continue keeping on and hopefully keep things perfect. We do. and keep that score going higher. It does have online leaderboards. And now we place this for the finger to get the full extent of the range of the finger. And then we get a free gift. Mystery treat. What do we get? I got an extra piece of the road here, so we keep our pathing, if you will. And then, again, one more of those. So it does behoove you to mix it up between extending your lane and having enough of your towers to shoot the enemies to protect your base here, as such. So we keep on keeping on with that. And now it's time for Stanley. Moves at half speed periodically, and it damage reduced when moving slow. Stanley. And again, just we hope for the best here, but if Stanley hits that big old mouth, that's going to be all she wrote for this round. And we might, maybe, it's going to be close. Game over. That was the tiniest little sliver was left. And yeah. Now I'm pretty sure you have to actually finish the stage to get a high score. So this does work, but I keep getting -1 because I keep losing on that. Just saying. And so really studying this particular screen is important because you're planning out both your path and your towers to defend you, and you don't want to run into any kind of serious trouble if you could possibly help it. So I will start here with this Super Swarm on round 1 and hope for the best. Yeah, it should be fine. That's just round 1. It's alright. Now, that gives us a Slinger, and we want to just obviously maximize how many blocks that can cover, but keeping in mind where you're going to plan to put more of those blocks in the future. So if I was to say, alright, I'll put it here, which right now, not that useful, but if I'm going to wrap around this whole thing, then yes, very useful. So, get me a mystery, and we will get the looker, which is a very large radius. And so over here goes the looker for a good portion. Well, actually, I'm going to say right here. Right here on that looker. So, the whole freaking thing, even though he has a very, very slow shot. And that's 2. We get 2 lookers, which is pretty good for an early game upgrade. But, still, things get tricky. So, feed all that blood, and yes, look over that whole freaking map. Here we go. Swarmageddon. Can we survive or not? Or we're going to have some just as a bite. Yeah, so the meter there starts to fill with that. Even with that -20, I could not take down Stanley, which is a problem. So, okay, so Super Swarm, and regular Swarm. What do I want to deal with? Let's just go standard. Right now we have 4 of our towers, which is fine. But I need more room for them to do more damage. So we keep on keeping on in that direction. And then it is Swarmageddon. Is that gonna be enough? Maybe, maybe not. It's getting real close. There's 1, and there's 2. Now, importantly, the path that I chose, well, there's a perk for +3 on the impatient limit. We also have double damage on first hits, and also the looker instantly reloads at every 3rd shot. I'm going to take that double damage on the first hit. So, one of those, and then hit fight. And then this right here, purging impatience by 3. So now, back down to 0. But again, not as important when you're on a boss stage, and if the boss just gets there, it's game over regardless. But this is fine. We've beaten the first iteration of Stanley. And now the important perks, attack speed, making the monsters slow down, and taking their health down 10%. I'll take the attack speed with these lookers, which is a good thing to have with those. They're pretty powerful, but they're slow. So now you see the whole thing resets. And up here, we've taken down 1 Stanley. We've got 2 more to deal with. But you get the idea here in Bella Wants Blood, launching soon on Steam, on PC, and at some point on mobile and consoles. Link down in the description. I'll see you next time right here for more videos. I'm attackslug, and I'm out.